Hello, Capricorn. So, earlier in the month, I said I wanted to do a little reading on what keeps us stuck or what has us fucked up to kind of give us a little guidance or a little help to move forward, especially if you've been in a situation and you haven't been able to move forward. Now, before you look at this reading, some of the things said may trigger you. It may cause you to look at some issues that maybe need to be dealt with, maybe you're not ready to deal with. If you feel like you're vulnerable and you're not in a good position to look at these readings, then a disclaimer is maybe just go ahead and pass it up, scroll on, don't look at it. Now, if you are in a position, that being said, if you are in a position where maybe you want to move forward and get out of a situation where you're stuck or you feel like there's no movement, then let's go ahead and address this in the video because it could tell you how to navigate around a situation, maybe where the origin is, maybe even some messages from spirit on how to fix it and move you forward. So we're going to be using the Oshu Tarot, and we're also going to be using Tough Shit Tarot to kind of give us a little bit of insight from two different ways. So I'm going to go ahead and move this down because I know I had a few people there like, I want to see the cards being shuffled and picked out. So I'm going to try. Excuse the little shaking boob shot. It is what it is until I figure out. I'll get another camera and do that picture-in-picture stuff, I believe, is what I'm going to do. Capricorn. What has Capricorn fucked up, Spirit? What is it that they need work on? Some of you are sitting and waiting in limbo. I don't know if you're waiting for Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, whichever superhero you're waiting to come rescue you, they're not coming. Some of you are your own hero. You're going to have to pull yourself out of it. So I feel for some of you, there could be this thing of, I'm stuck. I don't have any way to get out of it. I don't see any way to get out of it. The card that I just passed up was of somebody that was sitting at a window that was completely open. They could lift it up. They could break the glass out. But for some reason, they're on the other side of the window and they feel like they're stuck. But there's no burglar bars or anything. So some of you may be in a situation where you literally just feel like you're in a situation that you cannot get out because you're stuck. But it seems to be more self-imposed than anything. Capricorn. What's holding Capricorn back, Spirit? What's holding Capricorn back? So let's see. So we got intensity. We have going with the flow. We have celebration. We have conditioning. We have completion. We have rebirth. We have traveling. We have existence. We have the lovers, and we have clinging to the past. So let's see what Tough Shit Tarot has. Capricorn. What could be holding Capricorn back? What could be holding Capricorn back? Capricorn. All right, so let's see. We have fear. Fear could be challenging you. We have a feeling of not fitting in. We have your environment is not conducive for your growth. We have that some of you may be connecting with the wrong love interest. We have some of you could be full of excuses. And then we have a lack of gratitude. Some of you may be seeing the glass half empty instead of half full. So let me move this up. Hello, Capricorn. So Capricorn, when we look at the major card, the first card that came out is intensity. Now, if you look at the colors of this card, some of you may be going through a healing process right now. It could be majorly intense for you. Some of you may not want to deal with it. You may not know how to deal with it. For some of you, I feel like you might not even be able to go with the flow. It's like the change is coming, but some of you, the change seems so freaking overwhelming and amazingly hard that a lot of y'all are like, okay, I know this is where I want to go, but look at all this shit I have to go through to get there. If you see the intensity card, this woman or this person is coming from darkness and there's layers to this and they're moving towards the light, but it probably hasn't been an easy journey. I feel for some of you too that you could be dealing with conditioning from the past. This could be a way that you were raised, where it's like, well, this is how I've always done it. This is how I've always been taught to do it. And this is how I'm always going to do it. It looks like, if you look, the lion has something wrapped around its paw. And it's like, I know I need to be moving. I know I'm stronger than this, but something is holding me back. And this could be things that were taught to you. So some of you may be clinging to old belief systems, things that you have heard that you are still stuck on. Oh, you can't do it. Oh, you're not smart enough. Oh, you're not pretty enough. Or no, you're not capable enough. Or no, you're not worthy enough. And that's binding you. So this is conditioning. And some of you may be replaying this in your mind. That could be the intensity. You have this change coming, but you're going against the intensity of the conditioning. Some of you are really struggling to break this tie. Now, it is showing that for some of you, you're trying to rearrange the puzzle pieces. When you look at this card, this is showing this person is trying to put the pieces in, but maybe the pieces aren't fitting. Maybe you're changing. You're conditioned to maybe doing the same thing over and over again, but now you're having issues because you're like, it's not fitting. The same shit that I used to do, it's not fitting. What the fuck is going on? Why is it not working? It worked 15 years. It worked 20 years. It worked 30 years. But now the pieces are not fitting. So for some of you, you're moving towards a rebirth and you're like completely lost with it. And it looks like the energy is really something else. We got a lot of bright reds and oranges that coming through this, which means that this could be painful transition for some of you. This literally could be for some of you a rebirth, going back through that birth canal. Maybe some of you have recently started your life over again or went through a process or a ritual where you were reborn. If you notice, the person is coming out of this lion. There was a merging of something, and maybe now something is unmerging. So some of you may have seen yourself one way, and now you're being born into something else, and the pieces don't fit for you, and you don't know what to do. Some of you, I feel like you're clinging to the past. It's like, this is the way I used to do this. This is the way I was taught. This is what I've always done. This is how I've survived 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years on up. This is how I survived. But if you look at it, this person's head is in a box. They're limited. They're limited. This reminds me of those things, what do you call them? Kaleidoscopes, where you're holding something up and you're looking at it, and no matter how you do it, the colors are coming out the same. The designs are different. But for some of you, there are things that you just don't want to see because you're not allowing yourself to take this box off and move forward. You want to cling to the past. Some of you may be feeling like, if I take this off, then I got to deal with this shit, the intensity. Then I got to deal with the conditioning. I have to say, that's not me anymore. This is not who I am. I was taught wrong. This is an awakening, looking at things differently. And some of you might have gone through some type of spiritual awakening. Some of you are still trying to figure out who the hell you are. It is showing that there's decisions that are coming. And for some of you, you're having a hard time. Some of these decisions are going to require you to move, meet new people, move to a different area, different house, a different place to make these changes. And some of you need it, but you're scared of it. With the existence card, this is somebody that maybe is trying to figure out, why am I here? What the fuck am I supposed to do? I don't even know. I don't feel like I belong here. I'm not sure where I stand in the grand scheme of things. This person is naked. They're vulnerable. So they're coming to this conclusion that maybe they don't fit in this world. But the thing about it is, with the traveling card and the rebirth, some of you are going to find a new way to connect with this world or connect with your life. But maybe you have to kind of come to the conclusion that maybe you are different. But you're here for a reason. Some of you could be longing to go back. I don't know. Maybe you came from another planet. Maybe there is a connection with galactic entities or alien life forms or spirit travel, or this could be some type of spiritual epiphany where you're like, I want to be where I used to be. Your soul could be crying out for something that you used to know. But some of you are struggling to figure out who you are in this lifetime. But you're having a rebirth. So I wouldn't get too attached with this. You may feel like you don't belong, you don't fit in, you're different, and all that stuff like that. And I get that. But the thing is showing that you're going through a rebirth. So there's an aspect of this where it's like you're creating a new life. You don't feel like you fit into this life. Well, let's create another one. Let's have a rebirth. For some of you, definitely there are changes that are coming in that may appear to bring, I want to say, opportunities for travel. Some of you are going to be afraid of this, and Spirit is showing that with the intensity, some of you are having a hard time going with the flow. You don't understand how to get from this to this. Funny how this connected with Libra too. Libra, I think it was exhaustion and going with the flow. Libra, it was like people overworking, being workaholics and not knowing how to relax. For some of y'all, Capricorn, y'all don't want to go through some of the changes that you have to go through to get unstuck and go with the flow because you feel like it's going to be painful. It's too much. I don't want to do it. It is showing, though, that there's celebration coming through for you guys. So there's something positive that comes in where you're happy. Could be going somewhere with friends where you have an epiphany. We got 3 women dancing. Celebration. Maybe these people are celebrating your rebirth. Maybe you went through some type of spiritual experience and you came out with family or friends. Or maybe you're connecting with a soul family. But it is showing that you are connecting with something that brings happiness into your life, and it's because of a rebirth. Now, before we get there, this card is called grow up here, like grow balls, grow your balls, grab your balls, whether you're male or female. Fear is challenging you. You're supported by the universe, but you're scared of everything. Why are you scared? Some people are afraid of being judged. They don't want other people to look at them and say, oh, they're stupid, they're silly. It goes back to this goddamn conditioning. It scares you. They're going to see me for who I am, and they're going to know that I'm not the mighty whoever, and it's going to be like they're not going to accept me. Let's see, dead weight. You feel like you don't belong. You feel like you don't connect with people, and it could be the people that you're trying to connect, people that you're trying to be friends with. This is a card about self-love, accepting yourself, feeling like you can be who you are in environments with people and not have to worry about if they like you or not. But some of you, this is really major. I don't want to be seen bad. I don't want to be judged. I don't want people to look at me and think that I don't fit in. What the fuck is normal? What is fitting in? What is it to you? What is it to you? I walk around with a coffin nail on, head wrap, piercings, tattoos, and shit. I'm pretty sure a lot of people look at me and go, what the fuck? What the fuck? Who is she? What's she doing? If you get stuck on that, Capricorn, that is going to hold you back. Some of you are full of excuses. It's like, well, you know, if I had longer hair, then I would be accepted. If I had the better paying job, then I would be accepted. If I lost weight, I would be accepted. If I communicated better, I would be accepted. The thing about it is showing that you're the one making excuses. This card is about not accepting your responsibility in your life. You're putting too much power in other people's hands. How they think about you, how they see you, not how you want to be. What is it that's going to make you happy? Some of you are giving other people in your life way too much power over who you are. And you probably have done this since you were a child because we have the conditioning card. Go over there, sit down, shut up, don't say anything. And you're like, okay. And maybe as an adult, you're still dealing with that energy where somebody is telling you, you don't have an opinion. You don't mean anything. And some of you have kind of gravitated towards that. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. So some of you literally are afraid of being seen for who you are because you don't feel like the person that you are is enough. For some of you, you could be in a situation where you need to move. Your environment could be cluttered. You could be absolutely unhappy in your environment. Maybe you need to change your furniture around, change your surroundings around to move your energy. Some of you, the energy is stagnant, and it could be because of you feeling that way. For some of you, Spirit is saying, as bad as you feel like it is, it's really not bad as some other people have it. Now, I know that's kind of, I know some of y'all are going to be like, what the fuck, Spirit? No. I mean, really, what do they know? Literally, this card is saying be grateful. Be grateful. If you woke up this morning, somebody didn't. If you went to a job, somebody's unemployed and they can't find a job. If you had sex or somebody that is loving on you, there's some people who've lost a spouse or not having that relationship. I know people are going to be, yeah, all right, all right, all right. And I get it. But this is basically saying that you have actually some things in your life to be happy about and grateful for, but you're not. You're having a hard time being grateful for something because you're comparing yourself to other people. I have an apartment, they have a house. I have a 2009 car, they have a 2019 Mercedes. Some of you are allowing what you feel is acceptable to define what your status is or what your success level is or how you're going to be happy. And then when you can't make it or you feel like you can't reach that standard, you're making excuses. Well, this is why. This is why. This problem keeps coming up. This situation keeps happening to me. Somebody making too many excuses for why they can't move forward. The major challenge is fear. You're going to have to be honest with yourself, Capricorn. If you are scared, you're scared. So then now it's like, how do we get to it? Well, the root of the problem is somebody told you that you couldn't do it. Somebody told you that you weren't enough and you couldn't do it. And you believe them. They say you don't fit in. Conditioning. You don't fit in. You know, you don't belong here. And so for some reason, some of you are clinging to that message, to that past. You're not even taking the box off your head to see how you are now. You're not seeing yourself beautiful, handsome, successful, intelligent, capable. You're looking at other people and trying to figure out how they're doing it and how do you get on that level when that's not your level. That's not your lane. It is showing, though, that you're going to get there because there's celebration, there's a rebirth, which means some of you are tired of this. You may know that you're being conditioned or you have been conditioned. Some of you are struggling with that now, looking at TV and, oh, I wish I had that body, or I wish I had this, or I wish I fit in with this or this group of people. But you're afraid to make the changes. Make the changes, Capricorn, because you want them, not because other people expect you to do it. A big issue is some of you are living your life for other people. Not everybody, not every Capricorn. Like I said, if you're stuck, this could be your message. If you're not stuck and you're out there soaring and you all good. But for some of you that are stuck, you're stuck in environments. You're stuck in relationships that you don't want to be in. You're stuck at jobs that you don't want to be in. And it's because of fear. You don't want to make a decision. So no decision is the right decision. I know I need to move, but I know I need a new job, but I know this relationship is not good for me, but I ain't got nothing better to do. So I'm going to just keep doing this. And it's fear. And every time you get challenged on it, you make an excuse why you got to stay there and be stuck. Clinging to past. Clinging to a conditioning. Feeling like you're stuck. Look at that rope around his paw. He's pissed. He's pissed. Who bound me? Who made me stuck? Who told me that I was not a lion? Who told me that I couldn't be what I wanted to be? He's pissed. Who told me that shit? And why did I believe it? Why did I believe it? And then here he is. He's going through this birth. There's a part of him that's coming out. Look at him roaring. Somebody told you something that was not true and you believed it. And it's been keeping you stuck in your life. Stuck in your life. A big part of Capricorn, what I've noticed with some of my friends, is financial issues. Y'all deal with a lot of different things except money issues. Well, money issues come in, something fucks up with your money, messes your money up, you got an unexpected bill, it sends y'all into a tailspin. And I think it's because you get tired of struggling, but it's because maybe you're teetering on boundaries. It's like, I'm just going to make just enough. So then when things happen, it's like, fuck. I should have a better job. I should have this. And then you get upset with yourself. And the excuses come in, but it's like you're making accountable. You're not being accountable for playing it safe. But you are playing it safe. Some of you really are. And then you're not being grateful for the little things that you have that are coming in because you want more. But you got to let go of that fear. You got to let go of that fear and the excuses, the conditioning that somebody told you, the past that you're clinging to. Some of y'all are getting something from this past, and you got to be honest with yourself. Why you don't want to take this box off your head? Why you don't want to see? What is it that you don't want to see? You feel like you're not going to be good enough? The conditioning, so I'm just going to stay in this box? The feeling of not being accepted and fitting in with other people because you may be a little bit different. There's something you don't want to see. Some of you may need a past life regression, childhood regression, some therapy for your inner child. Something happened. You don't want to see. You don't want to deal with the reality of what's going on right now. And it's conditioned. It's holding you back. Let's see, Spirit. You're dissatisfied. Forgiving yourself, growing up and moving on. What happened in the past that you can't forgive yourself for? Something happened. And you're holding on to it, but it's making you unhappy. It's making you not want to move forward. The intensity is there. Something deep. You may need therapy. If it's not therapy that's helping you, I feel like for some of you, because you're making excuses, maybe you're not even being honest with yourself. You're not being honest. You don't want people to see you. The fear of being seen and not living up to what other people want you to be is paralyzing for you guys. Showing rebirth coming in. You got to let something die so that you can be reborn. Whether this is the conditioning, somebody being in your head, whether this is something that happened to you that you can't forgive yourself for, or you can't forgive somebody else for. But I feel like the major issue is forgiveness for yourself, Capricorn. Some of you definitely are going to have to look in the mirror and go a little bit deeper into why. Why am I keeping this box over my head? What do I not want to deal with? And once you take it off and that rebirth happens, you're going to see changes coming in. There's traveling, new experiences. You're not trying to fit yourself in the puzzle anymore. You're not trying to stick that piece in because you understand who you are as a whole. But the intensity is there. Some of you are going to have to go through some shit to get there, but it's going to be worth it. But you got to figure that out for yourself. You have to make that decision, and you may need a mediator or somebody to help you get there if you feel like it's too strong. But you got to be open and honest with it. All right, Capricorn, love you guys.